Hey guys, Brandon here. Today we're going to answer one of the most asked questions that I've gotten on this channel. Can the Bogner Uber Ultra keep up with the Wizard Hell Razor? So, big elephant in the room. The Hell Razor is pretty much twice as much as the Uber Ultra. When you go on the used market, I mean, you can find these things for like 2,500 bucks now, which to me is absolute insane value, bang for the buck. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and hear what each sounds like, and then we'll do some back and forth. This amp is still set up from when I did my Uber versus Uber shootout, so this is kind of designed to sound like an old school Uber shawl right now, at least in my opinion. Hellraiser's just designed or set up like my normal settings, pretty aggressive as all hell. I think the Uber Ultra has 7 gain stages. I'm not sure about the Hellraiser. Haven't really looked into that too much. But yeah, let's play a couple riffs here, see what sounds we got going on from the get-go, and we'll go from there. We'll start off with the Hellraiser. Let's move over to the Uber Ultra. This is with the first channel switched in Uber mode. There is no boost engaged here. So, immediate impression, both these amps kick ass. They just do. I don't care what anyone says. These are both just absolute metal crushing beasts. Let's do some true tap dancing on the foot pedal back and forth to see how close they are to each other. We'll start with the Hellraiser and I'll just kind of go back and forth. So to me, there's this kind of weird thing, like the Uber Ultra seems like it has like more low end, but it's like in kind of a spike way. I don't know how to describe it, but like the Wizard pushes harder, even though it has less low end dialed in right now at the moment. I think that has to do with like, if you've ever played a Wizard, they're very uncompressed amps. They kind of remind me of like Fryeds, VHTs, high watts, that kind of deal. Whereas the Bogner is just has a lot more compression. So I do have the density knob dialed up pretty high, just for that classic Uber sound. What I want to do here is dial it back a little bit just to see what happens, because that's going to take some negative feedback out of the picture, make it a little more open sounding. Let me see what that does. Bear with me on the volume controls, because as I tweak that back, I need to compensate volume-wise. Otherwise, things are just going to get nuts. So what we'll do is just go back a hair there. think that took it a little bit closer. These amp settings are pretty wildly different here, man. Like the treble I have here is pretty much turned down, but seemingly has, like, because of the presence being higher, has a little bit more high end. But this amp has the mids up all the way, and it's still more scooped than the Hell Razor with the mids halfway. So interesting thing there. What I want to do is engage the boost on the Uber Ultra in this mode, because that might add some more mid content, as a lot of like tube screamers do. Let's go ahead and do that. There's all that noise too. Let me back off the gain. All right, get it about there. So that's interesting. They can get similar-ish, but I think this one just naturally has more compressed metal feel. This just has that open, like uncompressed feel. And that's just kind of the naturally two different beasts. Also, we got way more scooped versus a lot more mid-range, a little bit more martially. I want to switch over to channel 2 and some of those modes over there, because I know it sounds pretty drastically different from this channel here, the first channel. So let's go ahead and do that. Again, bear with me on the volume stuff, because this can get kind of wonky here. Turn the boost off. Let's see what we're working with. Definitely want that in ultra mode, just because, you know, try something different. Get away from the Uber mode. So, again, bear with me on the volume thing, because that's pretty drastically different. Something I'm going to want to do here too is turn up these mids, because this is super scooped right now compared to the Hell Razor. And I'm sure I'm going to have to turn down volume to compensate for that. So yeah, with the ultra mode and the metamorph knob, it's definitely a bit tighter, so we can bring some depth back. Let's hear that. still pretty different apart. I just think that inherent scoop thing is part of the Uber sound. Um, Wizard has a lot more forward mids. Let me go ahead, turn these bad boys up even more, see if that gets us closer. I think that did get a little closer. Let's hear it. Did you guys notice once I turned up the mids, it started getting that like ding, 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 like that metallic clank thing? Some guys are super big on that. That's not really my deal. So I'm going to go ahead, bring it back a little bit. I think we were closer on channel 1, actually, which kind of surprised me here. But let me hear. There we go. Volume a little bit more even. Let's try that again. Oh yeah, and all the people saying this amp is like too noisy, just turn down the gain a little bit. That's still plenty of gain right there. Like, I'm not getting really any noise. I'm just beating with my hand. So I think they're pretty close-ish. I mean, the Hell Razor, I do think it's a better amp. But is it worth twice as much as this guy? I don't know, man. Like, with the amount of modes this thing has and being able to get these used now for like $2,500, like, the Uber Ultra is one of the best amps on the market for the money. Like, it just is, man. I don't know how anyone argues that it's not. The Hell Razor, yeah, it's an absolute god tier amp, but you know, is it worth double the cost of this? I mean, you guys got to be the judge of that one. And I hope this one helps because I've gotten asked about this so much. So use your guys' ears on this. Like, if you want truly like what I'm hearing in the room, like go in your car, check this out because that'll give you the best results and like truly sound close ish to what I'm getting here. And to me, like the difference is there, sure, but you can get pretty damn close. This just has a little bit more push. It's a little bit more uncompressed, has some more no clarity, but it should. It's twice the damn cost, man. Um, Uber Ultra, like Bogner knocked it out of the park with this one, man. I know I had a twin jet that I played before this, and I was like, man, this is pretty weak, but they absolutely did right with this one. They knocked it out of the park. Well, hope that helped you guys. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. We'll see you guys around. Thanks.